Just learned how to add hundreds with hundreds without caring, right? So now we're going to learn hundreds and tens plus hundreds and tens without caring. So how about if we check it out? So here it says we can add 3-digit numbers. As I told you, hundreds and tens plus hundreds and tens without caring, right? So how about if we look to our example over here? It says Chino and his friend were collecting acorns. Chino collected 360 acorns and his friend picked 220 acorns. The question is, how many acorns did Chino and his friend collected in total? Again, the keyword in here would be total. So it here says, let's find how many acorns Chino and his friend collected using addition. So what are we going to use? We're going to use addition to solve this problem. So how about if we look down here? It says, mark 360 and 220 on the perpendicular line. So for those who don't know what the perpendicular line is, this is the perpendicular line. So what do we have to do? We have to mark 360 and 220. So how about if we start with first one? So in here we want to mark 360, right? So here we have 300. So how many do we move? It's 360, right? So we move 6 times. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it means that in here we have how much? In here it'll be 360. But how about 220? How about if we check it out? So here we have 200, but it's 220, right? So we have 200. So how many times I move? I move 2 times. 1 and 2. So in here, how much it would be? It will be 220. So this is how we mark on the perpendicular line. But how about if we take a look to our questions down here? It says, is 360 closer to 300 or 400? Let's take a look. So as you know, from 300 to 400, the middle will be how much? It'll be 350. But the number is 360. Therefore, 360 is closer to 400. So we say that it's closer to 400. So let's look to the next question. It's asking, is 220 closer to 200 or 300? Well, as you can see, this is pretty easy, right? Because it's obviously closer to 200. So the answer will be how much? It will be closer to 200. So how about if we look to our last question? It says, how many hundreds did Chino and his friend collect? In here we have 400 and 200, right? So what do? In order to do that, we need to add. So 400 plus 200 equals how much? Let's see. 0 plus 0 equals 0, right? And then 0 plus 0 equals 0. And 4 plus 2 equals how much? 6, right? So how many did they collect? They collected how many acorns? They collected 600 acorns. Again, please never forget your units. So the answer will be 600 acorns. But there will be those who don't understand how to solve this. So how about if we solve this using some bundles, okay? But if you understand this, you don't need to use the bundles. The bundles are for those who don't really understand how to solve with this. So how about if we take a look using bundles? So in here, what's the first step that we have to do? The first step that you have to do is to make bundles of 360 and 220. So in here it's telling us make bundles of 360 plus 220. So how about if we read our first question? It says, how many bundles of 10 are there? So how about if we read it? So Is this the bundles of 10? No, right? These are the bundles of 100. My bundles of 10 are these ones. So how about if we count? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here I have more, right? 7, 8. So how many bundles do you have? I have 8 what? 8 bundles of 100? No, 8 bundles of 10. Don't forget your units. So how many bundles of 10 are there? There are 8 bundles of 10. Let's look to our next question. It says, how many bundles of 100 are there? Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So how many are there? There are 5 bundles of how much? Of 100. Okay? So the next question is, how much is 360 plus 220? So as you can see, this will be how much? 360, right? Why? Because we got 1, 2, 3 bundles of 100 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 bundles of tens. So in total, that'll be 360. And in here we have 220, right? Why? Because you have 2 bundles of 200 and 2 bundles of tens. In total, that'll be 220. So we add these two. How much do we get? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bundles of hundreds. And how many bundles of tens? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 8 bundles of 10. So the answer is how much? The answer will be 580, right? Because 5 bundles of hundreds and 8 bundles of tens. So as you can see, for some people it will be easier to use the bundles. So let's see if you guys understand this by solving some problems, okay? So we're going to use some problems to see how well you got this. So in here it says, how to add with 3-digit numbers. So we're going to learn how to add with 3-digit numbers. As you can see, here it says 360 plus 220. So in here, what do we do? Well, first you have to add in order. Here will be the ones, here will be the tens, and here are the hundreds. Well, how do we add this? You have to add by order from left to right. From right to left. So you go from ones, tens, and then to hundreds. So here we start by the ones. So 0 plus 0 equals 0. And then you go into the tens. 6 plus 2 equals 8. And then you go to the hundreds. 3 plus 2 equals how much? 5. So as you can see, in order to add, what do you need? You need 3 easy steps. First you go to the ones, then the tens, and then the hundreds. So please remember them when you're adding with 3-digit numbers.